everything goes live and we'll let Hope wave in. And then I want to get this shared to my groups and some pages as well.
Okay, you're sharing it now.
Yep, I shared it live, so we should be good to go there.
Okay.
I can see you. We got the dual screen working.
Okay.
So you're coming in loud and clear. Let me make
Thank
sure that
you.
my live
Mommy
is
doesn't want
on
anywhere.
Facebook. All righty. So let's give Hope her minute to
Hope,
shine.
say hey.
Hi. Hey, Hope. How are you?
She's saying, how are you? She said she's good. I have my headphones on.
Okay. All right. So let me
Okay.
see. All right. So we are streaming live. So let me go ahead and get this shared to a few groups. We can go ahead and get this started. For those
Okay.
who are joining in with us today, this is a chat with my best friend from the sixth grade. Girl, can you believe those
I
days?
can't believe it, girl.
So much has happened in our lives. So it
So
looks
much has happened.
yes. So it looks like we are coming through loud and clear. Everybody can hear us.
Okay.
Okay. So like I said, let me get this shared in a couple of places so people can tune in and join us live. So let me do my introduction. As I said, I'm interviewing Michelle Atkins, America's Supermom.
Mm-hmm.
She has been an amazing friend to me for over 30 years. And Lord knows she shared my triumphs, my tragedies, my
Mm-hmm.
successes, my failures, my tears.
Mine too.
Yes, yes. And I have been there with her through all her beautiful children. I used to try to name them off in order, but I gave that up. And like, all right. So, Shell, I want you to go ahead. And first of all, let's tell everybody how you got the title America's Supermom. And I'm going to go ahead and get this shared in a few places.
Okay. Well, starting out, I am the mother of 15 children.
I've been
So
saying
yes,
14, so it's 15.
it's
Okay.
15. Yes. So me and my husband Jerome had 13 children together, and then I have
Okay.
two stepchildren. So when we moved to the Georgia area, because my husband got stationed here for military, he was a reservist. We were interviewed from on Fox News here in the Atlanta area because we had two of our children in McDonough. And so when we got interviewed and they covered the story of the birth of the baby, I got the title of Supermom. So that's really where that comes from. Comes with a lot of pain and trials and tribulations, but I am happy to say that I have been blessed with some wonderful children,
And
and they
grands. You got
always keep me going.
three grands now, right?
Three grandchildren,
Yes.
yes. And I have learned so much about myself, about them, just being a mom. Um, I was an only child, so the adjustment just kept going for me in terms of transition with a new birth and just a new routine and things like that. So that's pretty much how I got my title. Everybody, cannot believe how many children I have. So
I know, right? Every time you would call me and tell me, guess what? I'd be like, another one.
and there were no twins, so it was
No,
single
all
births.
singles.
Yeah. So 11 of them were natural. And then, of course, as I aged, the last two were C-sections based on, my age and the risk factors. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have been dabbling, of course, in this home business arena for years, as you know, because you've
Mm-hmm.
been with me through all my journeys. And I finally found that hook, I should say, to where I found that sweet spot to where my business actually has taken over for my professional career. And I now
Awesome.
do this full time. For those who don't know, I help network and affiliate marketers learn how to use digital marketing strategies to build their brand and their business online. And I show
Mm-hmm.
people how to use their job to create their side hustle, so that way their side hustle can replace their job. And then
Awesome.
Lachelle is a life coach, and Lachelle teaches people. Go ahead, let us know what you help people with and your coaching
I
business.
Okay, I help them overcome depression and anxiety, the need to want to please people. These
Yes.
are things that I suffered with in my own life. I was hospitalized 3 times for some form of depression
Mm-hmm.
and anxiety and stress. And a lot of the things that caused me to kind of go down this downward spiral was the need to please others, not taking time in self-care. My husband also is a pastor, so Annie was an officer in the military. So with that came the challenges of trying to meet different standards in different arenas of my life. So I felt like I had to do this with being in the ministry. I had to do something else with being an officer's wife. And so the challenges just kept growing because I had that inner critic of doubting myself and not feeling like I'm doing enough and trying to please people. So now I have successfully found out what my triggers are and have established boundaries and standards for myself. And so now I share that information with others to help them be empowered to live their best life.
That's what it's all about, right? Living their best life. Yes.
Yes.
And a lot of what you said, a lot of what you said applies to the business building world as well, because a lot of people, they get into these affiliate or network marketing companies. Most of the time it's because somebody was like, hey, check this out, or they watch this video,
right,
but they never get the tools to grow and to build that business. So then they feel a lot of those things that you mentioned, the anxiety, the depression, and especially if they're in a household with their partner and their partner may not see the vision of entrepreneurship like they do. All they see is money going out and no going in. And they get overwhelmed. And then either one or two things happen. Either they give up on their dream because they're like, oh, this sucks and I can't make it work. Or they go out and they find people like you and I to be the mentors and the coaches to help them get over to that next level. Now, a lot of what people don't understand in any business venture is the value of not only being a coach, but having a coach. So do you have a coach, and how has your coach helped you in your business?
Well, a coach is important, I believe. I actually have my own coach. And she is awesome. I'm going to give a shout out to Camelita Nuttall. So if you are interested in looking at her page, she's got ebooks that are available. But she is awesome in terms of giving you that clarity. So when you want to be an entrepreneur, there's so many balls that you have in the air. You're trying to juggle starting up, doing your business, establishing a routine within your business, in addition to different things that are going on in your life. And so when you have a coach, you're able to get that clarity for one area, being able to see, what it is you need and devote that time to it. So, for example, if you are dealing with a service, you're going to have to generate leads. You're going to have to do follow-ups. You're going to have to go to live events. You're going to actually have to incorporate your services and actually provide them to your clients. So that right there is a lot of hats that you're wearing. So when you have a coach, they're able to help you see a vision overall for your job, for your industry, and even for your business, and give you the hacks and the tools that you need in order to manage all those hats effectively. So they're able to pin out, hey, you need to be doing so much social media. Well, then you are able to determine, okay, I don't have time in my day for that. I'm going to outsource that. I'm going to delegate that. I'm going to hire for that, or whatever the case is. So you're able to kind of take a bird's eye view of everything and then determine how you need to allocate your resources so that you can effectively compete in the industry that you are working in, if that makes sense.
It does. And that's one of the things that I teach my clients as well. Don't spend hours upon hours trying to figure something out, especially when it comes to, social media. If you don't know how to use an autoresponder or whatever, you can watch thousands of hours of YouTube videos, or you could just go to a website and have somebody, set that up for you. There are plenty of websites out there that do those things to take you out of stress and overwhelm and get you to those business building activities that are going to grow your business. So outsourcing is so important. And even though we are coaches ourselves, like you mentioned, it's very important that we get the counseling that we need So
Right.
we stay on track. So we're not running around going in a million different directions at once. I mean, the overall goal of our businesses is to, of course, be of service to and to help others, but also
Right.
to provide people with the tools that they need to be successful, regardless of what business they're in. And that's what I like
Absolutely.
about what it is that you and I do, is that we are not product specific or business specific. We
Mm-hmm.
have a genre that can help people in pretty much whatever niche that they're in. So, do you find yourself using a lot of your coaches' tools with your clients as well?
Absolutely. Because it really is, your coach is part of your tribe. You've
Yes.
got masterminds, core groups, all these different things, mentors, experts that you call on. This is important in order for you to give your business the best that you can.
Right.
Those are like, to me, I use the analogy of walking on crutches until you can walk by yourself.
Right.
You have, or training wheels until you can ride the bike without it. So you have to have that support system as you build your business, and then you're able to make smart decisions on how you're going to scale it. So, for example, if you are starting out, you're not, I know for me, I just got a website. I've been coaching for 2 years now. So before, I'm a marketing major. So, that's what I got my degree in. So in the past, I've done businesses where I got to have my website. I got to have my business cards. I do all this and I don't even have any clients, right? Whereas this business has grown organically, where I've had business and I haven't had a website. I haven't
Right.
had business cards. I mean, there's a lot of times that you really need to focus on what it is you're giving value
Mhm.
and doing. That's what you need to focus on, because that will provide for your business to grow.
Yeah.
Going to live events, don't, get caught up in a lot of the things that really don't matter. Now, I'm not saying a website is not important. Of course it is, but we kind of get caught up in the wrong things. That's not really an income generating opportunity. You could be so
Right.
focused on your website and you have a client right here in front of you that you don't even tap into because you're so busy trying to check every box in the, business type way of setting up your um, societal norms, actually, that they have created for you to set up your business, if that makes sense.
Yes. Well, and you bring up a really good point, how you get so focused on the stuff that people say you have to have, that you're not
Right.
concentrating on those things that are right in front of you. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
what I see in my business is people get the shiny object syndrome. As soon as that
Right.
next hot thing comes along, they're ready to like jump on it and go for it. And then 30 days, 60 days, 90 days down the line, they're like, oh, well, this didn't work either. And it's like, because you're not putting in the work with what you have. Focus on what you have,
Right.
build from there. Now, another good point that you brought up was providing value. I've seen some
Mm-hmm.
people out there talking about stop providing value for free or whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
charge for everything. And I personally find that I get more clients from a lot of the free stuff that I put out there
Mm-hmm.
versus the things that I actually charge for. And
Mm-hmm.
providing value, and you can give me your opinion on this, providing value is all about letting people know that you have valuable, I guess, information to share.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they see you as an expert and an authority. And in the long run, they don't mind paying your price because you've already proven yourself to be a resource and an asset in your niche. Have you found that to
Mm-hmm.
be true as well?
Absolutely. And to me, I look at it as on the job training, because there is so much information. We have information overload,
Yeah.
in terms of what people looking up, what a coach is, how to coach yourself, how to coach others, just for example, with our industry. So the information that a lot of times that we provide is not something that's secret, nobody has access to, that they can tap into. But one of the things with having a coach is you have to find somebody that resonates with you,
Yeah.
somebody who has a application system that's going to get you the results that you need. If
Yep.
it was so easy, I don't care how much information we got out here, everybody would be reaching their fullest potential. They would be making the kind of money they want to make. you know, if it was that easy to just be able to implement these things on your own.
Right.
And so coaching is underrated and undervalued a lot of times because people don't realize how much a coach helps you. So we see the value when it comes to sports. You know, you
Oh
would
yeah.
think that people are crazy if they don't have a coach for a team, or even gymnasts and things of that nature. But, you know, if you take that same analogy and apply it to your life, you know, you are able to combat some of your weak areas and have somebody help you get a jump start because you may have started your life not knowing how to do things properly. I use
Right.
myself as an example when it comes to finances. You know, I just didn't know everything there was about investing, about saving, or even saw the value in doing that. So a financial coach is good, you know. Um, Same thing with wellness, being able to take care of your body, you know,
Yep.
making sure that you eat right, have self care, you know, avoid some of these problems that we really inflict on ourselves because we're not eating properly, we're not sleeping, we're not even doing something as simple as drinking enough water. So you have health coaches, you know, fitness coaches. So understanding what it is that you want to maximize your potential in. If you want to make money and you want to be able to get out of your own way, you need to hire somebody that's going to help you get there. That's a
Exactly.
good way of investing in yourself. It's not as if you're spending money, it's an investment. They're showing you how to take shortcuts, they're
Yep.
teaching you from their experiences, which is valuable. You know,
Definitely.
getting self-help books and development books, this is an investment because you are learning from people that made the mistakes and they're telling you how to avoid them.
Exactly. Yes,
You
exactly.
know, why reinvent the wheel and cause yourself even more turmoil when you don't have to? I just don't understand it. I mean, but I was one of those people that had
Yes,
to learn the hard way. Like I said, I
yes.
was hospitalized 3 times before I got to the point to where I can learn from my mistakes and realize that I was able to build myself up in such a way that now I can give to other people. I don't seek their validation. So
And
I'm
that's
able
true.
to be intentional about what I do, and I can quote a price, not bat an eye, and
Yep.
move on to the next person. If they don't understand the value, I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you over something, because
Yeah.
coaching is something where you have to be in a mindset to want to change. You want to acknowledge where you are, and you want to acknowledge that you don't know how to get to the next point. You're
Right.
tired of being stuck. You're ready to move forward. You know what you want. You just need help trying to figure out how to get there.
Well, and I look at coaching, especially when I'm talking to my clients, as a means to an end. I always want to meet people where they're at. And, you mentioned a very good thing about your price.
Mm-hmm.
When you're starting out as a new coach,
In
it
a
is
minute.
so easy to be
Here.
intimidated by people because they don't want to pay your
Mirror.
price. And there was
Right.
a meme that I posted not too long ago. What was it? I've had clients tell me so and so does it for less, and my response is, "Yeah, well, so and so paid me more." So something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Mm-hmm.
But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, you have to know your value and know your worth. And I always try to
Exactly.
people where they're at. I've got a 12-week program that is doing quite well, but if somebody can't afford my 12-week program, I've also got a DIY program that they can purchase at a reduced cost. They just don't get the same level of attention from me as the person who purchased the 12-week program. So I always want people to be able to get some value from the information that I have that's out there. But like you said, when you come from a place of confidence and skills and knowing that you know what you do know, it is very
Mm-hmm.
easy for you to share that with others. And if they don't see your value, it's not that, your price is too high. They don't
Right.
in themselves enough to think that you can get them to where they want to go. So instead, they rather stay on the treadmill, or some people call it the hamster wheel, instead of
Right.
out of their own way. There was a
Mm-hmm.
the other day, a rocking horse moves, but it doesn't go anywhere. And so we
Right.
are in the business of helping people go places because the overall goal is to share our failures. So that way, as you mentioned, people can avoid the pitfalls that we fell into
Mm-hmm.
and then get
Mm-hmm.
on to the building of the business and being success. So as
Mm-hmm.
you know, Shell, being part of my journey, when I took this last leap of faith, I wasn't quite sure where I was going to land or how I was going to end
Mm-hmm.
up. But it's been a blessing. And you've been on this whole entrepreneurial journey with me for what? Gosh, I'm dating myself, but who cares at this point, right?
I'm still in my 40s, girl.
I
Hey.
know, right? Exactly. I'm so with you, right? But we've been doing this, and I know your husband, he's done a lot of things, and your husband and
Mm-hmm.
I both come from corporate America, and we just were like over it. And
Mm-hmm.
when you take that leap of faith and you look to God instead of looking at yourself, so many different doors open up for you. So you
Mm-hmm.
recently stepped into the workplace and then stepped back out. Tell us a little
Mm-hmm.
bit about that experience and why you decided to remove yourself from that situation.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, she's referring to me having a part-time job. I worked
Right.
as a waitress for it was about a year, a little over a year. And one of the things that the waitress thing did for me was allowed me to get out of my comfort zone. I wanted to be able to relate to people that are just everyday like me. And I wanted to empower myself about how bad I wanted what I'm doing now. Um, and it also helped me keep humble, because I really believe that um, depression is something that affects everybody. I don't care if you are a CEO or a janitor, from both ends of the spectrum, we battle with depression. And so it was an opportunity for me to provide a service to the people that I was faced with being a waitress. And also, it was a testimony to my children that, I'm willing to do whatever it takes for what I believe in
Yeah.
and being able to share my gifts on whatever level. Um, so, I was raising money to kind of do things within my business, getting my website together, focusing on studying, getting research opportunities, getting on podcasts, and all the different small things that it required for me to invest in my business. That's what I was working for. And it served its purpose for a year.
Right.
After that, one of the things with being a coach that I tell people is that you can't pour from an empty cup. So,
Yes.
what I was finding in my environment with being a waitress was that I was not having the time to be able to fill myself up in between work and leaving there. So before I would go to work, I would be, oh, I'm so depleted. I haven't really had enough time to fill myself back up. But then I go to work and I'm exuding all this positivity and all these things that I need to do in order to be effective, but I wasn't giving myself the opportunity to get filled back up. The environment that I was in was not being reciprocal. I
Yeah.
felt like I was the one who was doing that. And so that's when I had to really come to terms with, this particular season is over for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a blessing. And, they still would say that I'm welcome to come back. But when it comes to this is the thing that you have to really take into account when you are deciding if you're going to move forward in your business. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you have to look at what you're doing every day. Is it depleting you? Are you a different person? Are
Mm-hmm.
you not having the energy to invest in yourself when you get off work? You're going to have to make these hard decisions because
Right.
that fulfillment is just not going to come out of the sky. You're going to have to make a plan of action. How am I going to get out of here? Or how am I going to transition? Or what is something else that I can replace this income with?
Right.
And in order to move forward. And in my case, I didn't have a nest egg. I just jumped in and said, hey, this is something that I've been doing. part-time on the side for 2 years, but this is just going to be something that I'm going to own up to. I'm going to stick in there, good times, bad times, because it can be a roller coaster, feast or famine,
Right,
and
right,
that is the fulfillment. But knowing that, it helps me make better choices with my business. I'm deciding, okay, what do I need to invest in that's going to help me move forward?
right.
I may not need a billboard, you know, because that money could be better spent on me doing a podcast or attending some live event that's going to propel me forward, if
True.
that makes sense.
It makes perfectly good sense. And a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't look at it that way. And that's one of the things that I teach with coaching is you have to have a plan and a strategy. I had a plan when I
Mm-hmm.
was working because I knew eventually I would want to leave corporate America. Granted, they
Sorry
decided
about that. This
that's
noise.
okay.
There's somebody next to me.
My
I'm like,
phone was just ringing that landline. I was like, oops. But you have to have a strategy and a plan for everything that you do. Because if you
mm-hmm.
don't have a plan for success, you automatically by default have a plan for failure. So
Absolutely.
yes. So in all those
Mm-hmm.
things, you have to have a plan. And for my clients that I have who actually are working jobs, I tell them we go through a step-by-step systematic review of what do you need to be able to walk away successfully, or in the event they ask you to walk away, for you to maintain the standard of living to which you become accustomed.
Right.
So that's very important because, like you said, a lot of people don't have nest eggs. This government shutdown earlier this year, that was 35
Right.
days that changed the lives of over 800,000 people because they don't have a nest egg or they don't
Exactly.
have a savings. But you always have to be prepared and have a plan because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's not you, but it's what's happening around you that impacts
Mm-hmm.
your ability to stay steadfast and stay the course. Now, Shell, I know we're going on 30 minutes here and you've got Hope with you, but I want to tell people how to reach you so I can type it in the comments. How can they
Oh,
get in touch
sure.
with you?
The best way is on my website, LachelleAtkins.com, or LinkedIn. That's really where I spend a lot of my time. So just my name, that's with a D for Atkins and a capital C for Lachelle. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Yeah.
All right. Well, I am typing it
Mm-hmm.
into the comments as we speak. For those who are watching, if you are able to jump on here and catch us live, please give us some likes, hearts, and shares. I know I'm late for that. If you're watching the replay, definitely give us some likes, hearts, and shares on the replay. If you're watching this on YouTube, please
Mm-hmm.
subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to do more of these type of forums because I do have a network of friends such as Lachelle who are business builders,
Yes.
juggling families, juggling jobs, trying to make sure,
Mm-hmm.
they're burning both ends of the candle at the middle and finding out that they're
Right.
left for themselves. So one of the
Mm-hmm.
things I also did is I posted a blog, 8 reasons why you need a business coach. So make sure
Okay.
that blog as well, because just as with anything else, I don't know why people think, as you mentioned, nobody would think a gymnast, a sports team, even somebody who's just going to the gym, I mean,
Right. A
every,
personal trainer.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but you don't want to do it for your business. And that's crazy to me. And that's why I wanted to
Right.
on today, because we both do coaching, different
Mm-hmm.
types of coaching, but the overall goal once again is to be of service and to help others. And when you help, I think what's it, Zig Ziglar uses this comment all the time, you can get what
Mm-hmm.
you want if you help enough people get what they want. And true
Absolutely.
words have never been spoken, and we are both a living testimony of how that happens. So
Yes. And, and I would say too, being able to really resonate with what you want to do. You
yeah,
know, a lot of times we kind of get into, I had these different standards based on what is the first lady supposed to look like? What is the officer's wife supposed to look like?
oh
What
yeah,
is a mother supposed to look like? And so society will provide you with some standard if you allow it to take place. And
right,
so it's really us getting the confidence to really stand and have the courage for what it is we believe these standards mean for us.
mhm,
So when I first got into life coaching, I had to take a pause, and I stopped watching the news. I stopped getting on social media so that I can really find my own voice of what resonated with me. and determine what my values were and embrace that instead of feeling like I had to meet this quota or meet this standard, because you're not going to live a fulfilled life because you're never going to be able to accomplish what the goal is because you're not going to know what that goal is because you've
Right.
given that control over the whatever guideline that is. So, this year, if the thing about being a fitness person is being a size 10, and then the next year is size 6, and the next year it's a 12. If you allow that type of control in your life, you're not going to be fulfilled because you're not going to have any say in what the standard is and even be able to prepare for it. You're always going to be, like you said, on that hamster wheel, trying to catch up to the next best thing. Whereas if you are centered on what it is you value, you're able to be intentional with the services you provide. Having a strong sense of who you are is so important when it comes to business because the first thing we want to do is, okay, if nobody utilizes my services, they don't like me. I mean, that's just crazy. That's like somebody getting a flat tire and saying, well, I don't want to drive a car anymore because I got a flat tire.
Right.
There are issues that are going on that you can't see. It's not all about you. And so once you get yourself together, then you can look at what it is. Oh, it's just a flat tire. I don't have to stop driving. Or, oh, it's not about me. Same thing about price. If we are living paycheck to paycheck, the first thing we're thinking is price. Instead of thinking, okay, it could be something else,
Right.
So I just say, getting that sense of who you are can help propel you and move you forward so quickly because you take yourself out of the equation and you're able to just provide what it is that you're looking to provide for your client.
When I was thinking, I saw a post you did on LinkedIn yesterday, maybe it was a couple of days ago. What did it say? Something like people will sink a whole ship because everybody wants to be the captain.
Exactly. This is true. And then the thing about it is we are the ones doing it. That's the thing. That's
We're
the sad part.
Yes, our own self-sabotage.
And we are doing it to ourselves.
Because a lot of people get this whole mindset. They see people having this great success, online. I've even had a couple of clients mention it to me as well. And they expect to have that same level of success. And, the first thing I do when I have my initial consultation with my clients is I ask them, where are you at in your business?
Right.
Where do you want to be in your business? And what steps have you already taken? And then when they tell me that, then we can discuss how I can provide them with that bridge. Because evidently what they've been doing isn't working. And that's why we're having a conversation. But people don't look at it that way. They don't look at what they're doing. They look at what other people are doing. Right. And once you stop comparing yourself to others, that opens up the door. I had a client, I did my March Mentor Madness or whatever. That was 4 weeks of intensive training where I help people go from basically either a bad or no online presence to where let's get their first sale. And one of the things that came out of that was that even if those clients who didn't get the first sale, they increased their engagement with their Facebook posts, they got to their page. So all those little victories lead up to the big victory. And I'll let you close, but in closing for me, one of the things that I want to share is about 763 days after I started my online business building journey, my first paycheck from my business full time was greater than a 2-week paycheck from my engineering job. And that was because I had to step back and look at what is the definition of success to me. And to me, reaching that point to where my business actually financially replaced my income from my job, that's success for me. But because that happened for me, that may not be your definition of success. So what I try to do is help my clients to find a realistic definition of success in their business. And from there, we build on that. Because if you keep stuff to others, like you said, you're never going to be happy or fulfilled because other people's standards are going to change and you're just going to be chasing an unattainable goal. So
and so
Oh shoot. Okay.
I'm sorry. There was another call. But the thing that you were bringing up is what I tell people is we compare our beginning to somebody else's middle. So
Right.
they've had experience doing what they're doing, and we're just starting and think we're going to be where they are.
Yep.
So if you want to learn how to play the piano, you're not going to be playing Bach after your first lesson. First of all, you may not even be playing anything for about a week or so before you learn the keys, before you learn how to put your fingers on the keyboard, learn how to read music. You got all these different things that go on, which are the behind the scenes work that takes place that we don't see. So, when we're doing this live, for example,
Yep.
we have been doing hours of working with other clients, studying our craft,
Right.
reading industry material,
Yep.
and so people see us on a 20-minute live and think, oh, okay, I can do that,
Okay.
but it just comes from you having that skill in that area to where it looks like it's effortless to people, but there is work involved. You know,
Right.
we are doing work and being able to save you time, which is going to save you money,
In the
which is
long
going to
run.
help you in the long run. And that work that we've done comes with a price.
Exactly.
And so, that is so key that you want to bring that up. And so, if you have somebody that makes it look like it's easy, then that would be somebody that you should aspire to be your coach. Because if it really resonates with you and it seems like, oh, she's doing that, I want her to show me how to do that. You know,
Right.
those are the things, we have a plethora of information to share, but what is it that she can do to help me implement this information? Because I have tons of books in my bookshelf.
Yeah.
I've been to so many live events, but my income's not changing. Or
Right.
Monday morning comes and I still don't know what I'm doing for the week.
Right.
I'm still not organized. I still am
Yes.
wondering when that day is going to come. And it's like, find somebody that's going to give you the motivation, because motivation is fleeting also.
Yes.
People are depending on the wrong things. you know
Yes.
Everybody, and I know you notice this yourself, as a coach, you can say, hey, I'm gonna come on live every Monday, and then Monday comes, you're like, oh, I just don't feel like doing it. Is anybody listening? We all go through that.
Yes.
But it's a matter of remembering that all these elements go into your business. If
Yep.
you put your word out there, you got to follow through. you
Yep.
know so you have to create a system for yourself so that it's not an up and down thing based on when you're motivated or not. You just know
Right.
it's going to work. If you continue to give content, it's going to pay for you.
Yes.
All these different things, because we really have to educate the audience that we're serving. They
So
have to see the
true.
value, and if they don't see the value, they're going to go ahead and continue to buy those shiny objects. They're going to
Yes.
buy that Coach purse, or that new car, all these things that they think are going to give them that fulfillment, and until they find something that really does work and resonate with them.
Well, you just brought up another point. I've got another blog that I'm going to post in the comments, 5 reasons why people don't invest in training themselves for business. Because like
Mm-hmm.
people look at what we do and they think, oh, I can do that. Oh, that's easy. But they don't know the 735 days of work that I put in.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so
Mm-hmm.
I do have for everybody watching either live or with the replay, I do have Shell's link in there. America's
Mm-hmm.
Supermom coaches you for a successful living. I'm posting
Mm-hmm.
a second blog in here, so there's 2 blogs from me. 8 reasons you need a business coach, and the second blog is 5 reasons why people don't invest in training themselves for business. Because at the end
Right.
of the day, the whole goal for both of us is we want people to succeed. If you are in that life sucking job, I want to help you get
Mm-hmm.
out of there. If you're robbing
Right.
Peter to pay Paul, I want you to
Mm-hmm.
stop doing that. And then Michelle, she wants to help with your mindset and make sure that
Right.
you are mentally in a place where you can receive the blessings that God has for you, because what's for
Mm-hmm.
you is already yours. You just have to be in a place to receive it. And because we both
Exactly.
walk the walk and talk the talk, we're coming from a place of sincerity and and honesty. We're not, one day I would love to be on a stage somewhere talking to around hundreds of people, getting $1 million paychecks or whatever. But until that time, I still have a story that I can share. There is another
Yes.
out there who wants to leave the workforce. There is another Lachelle out there who is suffering with depression, anxiety, stress, and overwhelm. So we come from a place of experience, not from a place of inexperience. And what you want when you get a coach is somebody who you can relate to, whose story resonates with you, because that is the person that will be able to get you to the next level. If you're paying $5,000-$10,000 for a coach because you believe that they're going to show you how to make $5,000 in the next 30 days, not only are you wasting your time, you're wasting your money, because that's not going to happen. A true coach is going to meet you where you're at and then show you steps to get to the next level. So, well, Shell, I really appreciate you taking this time to share your insight and wisdom as America's super mom. And
thank you.
I don't know who I forgot, girl. I've been telling people it's 14 for the longest.
Oh, that's all right, girl. That's okay. I'm not expecting you to have that memorized. That is okay.
Yes, it has been great having this chat with you. Once again, if you're watching the replay, make sure you like, comment, and share. Please go to Lachelle's website or go to her on LinkedIn. Her name's spelled the same as it is on her website. Check it out, what she has to offer, because she's got a lot of insight. Luckily, she loves me and I'm her friend, so I get it for free.
God is good. That's the whole thing about bartering, okay? Trading services. So, but I also, before I get off here, I want to give a shout out to my husband, Jerome, because he actually, helps make it possible for me to be able to really pursue my own dream. A lot of people, if they don't have another source of income, it's kind of like, oh, I don't know, I'm really scared about doing it because everything is on my shoulders. So I've been fortunate to be able to have a spouse that supports me and allows me to be able to find myself, so to speak, through my passion and desire to do my business. So I want to give him a shout out. Okay.
Definitely. Big shout out to Jerome. He is amazing. I was there for the union, and you guys are 30 years strong.
I know that's right. It feels like 30. Okay. It's been 26. We're going on 27.
Right around the corner. Around the corner. What a blessing. Well, Shell, once again, I thank you. And I thank Little Hope for being so good. She hung in for just 45 minutes.
It's awesome. Yeah, she was in my daughter's delivery room. She was 4 at the time.
I remember that.
It was like 2 days we were in the hospital, and she did not give us a problem. We were there the whole time until she got rushed in to have a emergency C-section, but she was a trooper. So, and then she was on my little... I did a live earlier, and so she was in the background with that. So she's like, she understands my Zoom calls and Facebook Live. So it's so sweet. She's a cutie. Definitely. I only have a few more months before she goes to school and does her own thing. Yeah.
Right. Well, you'll never be an empty nester, girl. So you don't have to worry about it.
I know, girl. I'm going to have to turn it into something glamorous. I don't know. Because I don't know, girl. My empty nest is everybody being in school at the same time. So just being to have 8 hours during the day, I'm excited though.
I'm excited for you.
Yes.
Well, once again, I do appreciate you, and I'm sure the audience out there who needs to hear this will get the message that we shared today. And the overall I wanted to focus on is just the importance of a coach, whether it's a life coach or a business coach. Get a coach. If you want to grow, if you want to build, if you want to see progress, if you have been spinning your wheels, if you feel like you're not going anywhere, if you just want to throw your hands in the air and say, forget it, feel free to reach out to Shell or myself. We are definitely living this life, living our best life now. And I am so thankful and grateful for whatever reason in 6th grade where God put us in that classroom together.
Amen.
Everything happens for a reason. So thank you to everyone who joined in today. Shell, we'll have to do maybe more of these.
Yes, anytime. Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Please, like I said, if you watch the replay, give us a hashtag replay. I do go through and check the comments.
Okay.
Hit Shell up. The link is there to get with Shell for some life coaching. Check out those 2 blogs, 5 reasons why people don't invest in training for their business, and 8 reasons why you need a coach. If any of those resonate with you, feel free to hit me up. I do offer free 30-minute consultations to talk about where you're at and where you want to go. I'm sure you have some consultations that you offer as well. Before we can know how to help you, we need to know where you are and where you're at. So,
amen.
With that being the case, you enjoy the rest of this week. This was our Tuesday noonday with Michelle Atkins, America's Supermom. Thanks, girl.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Hope. He's so cute. I can't stand it.